Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. We're going to begin a playthrough of Unbroken. I'm really excited to bring this to you. This is a solo game of survival and revenge, and this game is rather difficult, which makes it so good. In this video, we're going to introduce our character, and we're also going to set the game up, and then we're going to go ahead and start the game in our next video. If you don't want to see the setup of the video of the game, or you already know how to set the game up, go ahead and click the link right up here, and it'll take you to the actual playthrough of the game. But if you want to know how to set the game up and what character we're using, then I need you to meet me at the table. Now the first thing we need to do is set up our trackers. These are really cool. I am really impressed with the way this works. So it's got a nice little glossy finish and it actually has indentions. And this is where we're going to put our cubes to measure all the different materials and our life force. Also, we're going to track the enemy we're going to be fighting and the time we have as well. So we're going to go ahead and gather all the things for this. And they're all going to be found in this neat little Unbroken bag here. So we're going to empty them out on the table here, and we're going to go ahead and put these where they're supposed to go. Now the blue ones are going to go on this side. I know I kind of made a mess. That was kind of maybe not my smartest plan. But we're going to go ahead and put our blue ones right over here, and we're going to put our red ones over on the other side. So we've got cunning, metal, wood. This is going to be food. Every time we get through one of our monsters, we're going to have to eat food. We also have treasure. This is primarily used for scoring, but you can also use it in some encounters. We have effort. Now, I'm not starting that at the beginning because when you play the game on normal mode, which we're going to do, you get to start at 13 small effort. Now, you don't get any medium or large effort when you start the game. You're going to have to earn those. Also, our time is going to start on number 7. And I'm going to go ahead and show you right here. There is a little 1/. That's where you're going to start it. Now, when we go to the second monster, if we make it to the second monster, we're going to go ahead and put it on the 2. So you get a little bit more time each time you go on to the next level. We're going to put our enemy trackers on 0 because we don't know what we're fighting yet. That's actually part of the beauty of the game. And we're going to take all the rest of these and put them to the side. Now the next thing we have is our encounter deck. It's right here. It's huge. It's a huge deck of encounter cards. Now when you play the game for the very first time, it tells you not to shuffle this deck and to play straight from the top. But I've played this a few times so I know how to play it. So I've already gone and played through the actual intro game is what they call it, kind of so you can learn the world of Unbroken. So we're going to put it right up here and we're going to be drawing from those cards. Now the next few decks we have our skill deck here, and as we progress through the game, we're going to gain skills. We're going to put those right here. Now we're also hopefully not going to gain conditions. These are most of the time bad. You don't ever have to shuffle this because when it tells you to grab one, you're just going to grab the one you need to, but we're going to go ahead and put that right there. We're going to put our skills right here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, I'm actually going to move these over a little bit because we got to put down our weapons. We start with our bare hands. That's right, we're going to be a bare-handed fighter here. And here is our bare hands. Now the card itself shows you what type of effort you're going to use to do what type of damage. This symbol right here means you're having to break armor. So you need to use a big heavy action in order to get through armor. And you can't actually deal damage unless a card tells you, unless you've taken out an enemy's armor. Now also we could use 2 light to do 1 damage, or we use 2 medium to do 3 damage. Now at some point we might gain these materials and we can upgrade our bare hands to the next item or weapon, which could either be a club or a knife. Now the next thing it tells you to take out is this symbol guide, and on the back it shows you your action guide. So this is going to tell us all the different symbols that we see in the game, and they're all right here. Now on the other side it shows us some of the actions we can take during our turn or even during combat. For example, if we wanted medium effort, we could get rid of 4 small effort to gain that, or we could get rid of 2 medium to gain a large, or 4 small to gain a cunning. Now these are all different resources that we're going to use to try to get through the game. Also at some point we can craft weapons, which we talked about a little bit when we looked at the bare hands card. Also there's an action called orientate, and if we do that, we're able to look at more encounters and give ourselves a better chance of preparing ourselves. And also at some point we can try to scout out what monster we're going to be fighting. If we know what monster we're going to fight, we actually might gain some type of advantage by knowing what type of resources and weaponry we should be bringing into that fight, which would be really good. Now, if we want to know the first one, we have to give up time and a small effort. So those are some of the general actions we're able to do. I'm going to leave that just like that. So if we want to look at it, we can. And speaking of monsters, here's a whole bunch of monsters, and they're big, giant cards. And as we look at the cards, they're as big as the board. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put these right above that card as well. And also with those monsters comes a die. Now, this die isn't your normal six-sider. Well, it's a normal six-sider. It's got a 1, 2, 3 somewhere, 3, 4, and then actually it got a, what is this, a 3, 6, and a 4, 5. So those are the way the dice rolls. We're going to put that on our monster card because we're going to use that more in battle than we're going to use it for anything else. Now the next thing we have is our quick start reference for travel and combat, which is really handy. And that's what we use this token for, is you're going to put it down on the preparation stage, and then you're going to basically answer the question. And then from there, you're going to go on to the next step. It's kind of like going through a map, which is kind of neat. And it tells you how you're going to do it. And when we play for the very first monster, we might use these quite a bit, but as we get moving, we're probably not going to need them as much because we'll start getting a hang of the game. And lastly, we have our achievements. If we're able to do any of these, we get super achievement points. What does that mean for us? Well, we get satisfaction of knowing we did the achievement, and it's got a couple of them. So we might try to do some of these as we play, but I'm not focusing on these. I'm focusing on actually making it out. This game is rather difficult. Now, last but not least, we have our character, and we're going to be the Brawler. Now, this is one of the 4 classes we've decided to be. You could also be the Sneak. It also comes with a Sage and a Huntress as well. And each of them have their own special powers that they can use. We're going to go ahead and be the Brawler. We're going to give it a shot. Now, this Brawler starts, since we're on the level 1 monster right now, we're going to give ourselves a blue token on that, meaning we can do one of these actions one time. Every time you do an action on the card, you remove one of these cubes. Once all the cubes are gone, you can't do any more actions. But let's go ahead and look at them real quick. It says, I've seen worse. This is a response. So after a monster's combat roll the d6/die again and use either result. So if we don't like what he rolls, we can get hopefully a better roll. Now, just a scratch. Now, in response, after losing small effort to a wound effect, reduce the amount of effort lost by 1 to a minimum of 1. So if we took 3 damage, we could remove one of our cubes to actually take 2, which wouldn't be too bad. And power through. This one's really good. I like this one. After choosing a wounding attack, I can spend 2 more small effort to increase my attack power by 1. So if you only need 1 more to kill the monster, that's a really good way to do it. So we're going to put that right there. And that's how simple it is to set up Unbroken. This game's really quick to set up, and it's a lot of fun to play. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the quick setup video. Now, let's get on to the playthrough in our next video. If you did enjoy this one, please hit the like button and don't forget to hit the bell symbol so that you can go right to the next video and see the playthrough of Unbroken. Please leave anything in the comments below. I'm excited to hear from everyone. And if you're interested to see if our Brawler can make it through Unbroken, then I need you to meet me at the table.